Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of VeVe Comic Talk. It's Tuesday, August 16th, and let's get right into it. The bottom line is the comic market is on fire. If you followed our videos, what we anticipated was a bounce after Amazing Fantasy 15 settled out. So when Amazing Fantasy 15 came out, we had a major gem squeeze. The market basically plummeted. People sold off their comics to get gems to get into AF15. Uh, we didn't do that. We s- saved our gems and actually added a little bit to pick up AF15, and we bought the dip as well. So I post all of my buys on Twitter, so you can see the stuff we've been buying. And over this weekend, we sold about 20 comics for a fairly nice profit in gems. So let's get right to the spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet is downloadable from, you can find the link in the description below. And I find it useful. I only track certain things, and most of them are just commons and rares, but some of the sets I'll do all the variants. But I building the spreadsheet actually helps me because I scan the market, so I get a feeling for where the comics are trading, and also, it gives me an opportunity to see some of the deals people post off. And I forgot to mention, if you see column A where we have the title, if there's a light gray, I actually own that comic. So right now we have, compared to yesterday, we have 76 comics up, 38 down, 8 even. So 61.79% of the comics are up as opposed to yesterday. And yesterday we had a bump as well. What's really interesting is, and this is the first time in August that compared to the average price, so I average out all the prices, which you can see in column D, for the ones that I'm tracking. And this is the first time that this has turned positive. It's been very bearish. So they're 74 up, 49 down. And I have it tracked in this average tab down here. So you can see, back on the 7th, we had a low of 15 up, 91 down. So I mean, you could see the drop there. And this is the first day that we've turned positive. The collectibles are not faring as well, but they are still positive. We have 31 up, 23 down. Vader is moving down. Vader is back under 1400. You can see here it's 1390. So that's very interesting. People have not moved back into Vader. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example of what I've been doing. So we're going to look at this comic here, which is, I love to trade this comic, which is Amazing Spider-Man 101, the common and the rare. This is the first appearance of Morbius. You can see that, even since the 13th, it was at 350 and it's at 479 today. So let's go to Ecomi Wiki and look at the graph. So this is the entire history of Amazing Spider-Man 101. So from when it opened, of course, it's going to open at $6.99. It hit a high of $11 back in April, and then it plummeted all the way down. But this is the channel that I'm trading. This is what I'm looking at right here. So this channel ranges from $3 to $5.50. So I mean, if you can hit this bottom at $3 and you can sell at the top $5.50, you are amazing. I mean, I can't do that. So I'm basically trading in this range here. So once I see the comic drop around the 350 range, I'm a buyer. And what we've been seeing is, people flooring it, a number of issues at around that range, the 350 range. So I basically sweep it up, hang on to it, and then what I do is uh, I stagger the cells based on mint number. And again, this is not financial advice. This is just basically what I do. So let's say I buy it at 350. So if you go to a spreadsheet, I have a I I actually track here what your break-even price is going to be, so it helps you trade. But I have this tab called Flip Calc. So if you type in 350, you buy it. Your break-even price is 380, $3.83. So let's go back to the chart. So the break-even price is somewhere around here. So what I'll do is, let's say I buy 3. I will list the highest mint number somewhere around here, 395, and I'll move up. List the next lowest mint number here, and let's say if I buy 3, then I'll list the lowest mint number here. And what I'm finding is when we see this rebound like we're seeing now, people will just start picking them up. So I'm not a big fan of taking all of them and irregardless of mint numbers, just listing them all at the same price. So I'll stagger my listing. Again, I'll put my highest mint number at the lowest possible price where I can make a few gems. And then the next lowest, I'll go a little bit up, and then the lowest will go a little bit higher. And that's been working very well for me for comics that are trading in this channel. So again, I forgot to mention, so if you look at this graph, the red is the price of the comic, and the blue is the amount of listings. Now, this is the max range of this chart. So this is all listings since the comic was first minted. So let's take a deeper look at this, and we'll look at the 3-month so you can get an idea of momentum here. So notice again, the red is the price of the comic, the blue is the amount of listings. Notice as the listings peak, so we see some peaks here when it moves up. Once you see the listings start peaking, the prices pretty much drop after that. Peak here, price drops. Peak here, price drops. So what we're seeing here is the listings peaked here, the price dropped, but now what we're seeing is a divergence. The listings are very low, and yet the price is still moving up. So this is going to be a really interesting trade right here. I've pretty much sold all my issues that I wanted to sell. I am holding my lower mint numbers. So I've made a small profit turning this over the last week. But this gives you an idea of the trading. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for comics that and try to establish their range. I establish my buy prices. Again, I'm not so lucky that I'm going to catch the bottom, so I'm looking right around these levels here and then establish my sells on the way up. Another thing you can do to look is let's go to the comic in the market. So we can see right now is at 479. So what I'm looking for is gaps in this wall. Right now, there's nothing. I wouldn't be trading this at this point. There are no low mint numbers, or all high mint numbers. So I basically am done with my trade here. I'm going to keep watching it and hope, to get another opportunity. But here's what I don't understand. Kind of look back at this chart. I've been trading stocks for many years, and this is what I don't understand about VeVe and cryptos in this particular space. And I want to be very clear that I'm talking about cryptos in the NFT space here. Now, this is very different because the volume is very low. So, for example, there are only 30,000 of these minted. So, you know, it's not like you have millions of tens of millions of shares of stock, or you know, hundreds of millions of a cryptocurrency. So the watching the markets trade when there's very little volume, especially now that we have KYC and then the number of accounts has dropped, the market swings at a much more volatile pace. So certain things can really affect the market. So again, in a previous video, I talked about how, if you go back to the market, you can see how many are listed. So there's 350 listed of 101. When you click into it, and if you look up here, this is very important to pay attention to, of how many are being traded right now. So even if you go down to the rare, there are only 33 issues being traded. So it's a very thinly traded market. It's almost like trading penny stocks. So what I'm doing here at this point is this is all a learning opportunity for me. I've been a collector of various things pretty much my entire life, and even trading, cards or comics or whatever, the volume is much greater than this. So trading up rarities is a little bit easier than this, because in this case you can be really whipsawed by the market because it is so thinly traded. So that's kind of like what I'm doing. I hope it's helpful. I'm still learning. It's been working pretty well for me. I've continued to upgrade my portfolio of comics on VeVe pretty much without adding too much additional funds. I haven't added any funds in a while. I'm basically just flipping and taking that profit and getting more comics and lowering my rarities. So I hope this was helpful. I have a link to my spreadsheet here in the description below, and I will also post a link to this particular graph. It'll just be a JPEG in the description below. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe, and thanks to everybody. We broke 1,000 subscribers. Happy collecting. Watch the market. Have fun. And aloha.